was looking at these birds the other day, and I noticed the most beautiful flow. And I lost them. I was looking for them again, following them, trying to follow them, and going a little crazy looking for them. And it reminded me of the nuts state of our daily lives, and how when we can manage to move and flow, what a completely different state it is, and how if we could do this as a group, it's just a magical state of being. It's like a dance, most elegant dance, and sometimes it happens by itself, and you suddenly realize you're in this incredible, moving, dynamic harmony. No one's controlling it, no one's managing it, no one perhaps even knows exactly where it's going, but before you know it, as a group, you've actually arrived somewhere. And then it reminded me of nature, how nature's so efficient like that. It just moves into how it needs to move into in that moment, and the structures that were there when something was happening, like for example that flow, the flock of birds moving together, that kind of dynamic structure is gone. It just came into being and then it immediately went, and it was so efficient, so on the moment. Everybody was part of that, and that's a confluence. And what if we could actually create that kind of confluence in a more intentional way, where each individual was sensitive to what the others were doing in the moment and was responding to that. That's like the intentions part. And then if you think about it, in nature there are times of rest where things aren't so productive. There's a lot of rest. There's winter, for example, when things on the surface don't seem to be happening, but actually underneath there's a heck of a lot that's happening. There's a healing, rebuilding, reflecting, realizing, and it's a very important part of any cycle. And imagine that during these times, in any kind of activity within a group, the group still kind of stay close with each other. Just because nothing incredible seems to be happening, there's still an interaction, a kind of interchange. And imagine this soup, for it to be nutritious, what would it be like? If you look a bit more closely, maybe you could see the little interactions that are happening, and perhaps some of them could be thought as coupling, testing out what it's like to engage, to interact, to even work with each other. And with these tests we can base any future actual activity on something real, on real experiences of having engaged with each other. We can use these rest moments to do that. And then at the right moment things might actually move into a flow. And how would we know? How would that happen? When might that happen? When would that start? Well, I think that's about being sensitive to the conditions, the external conditions, the context, the environment. And if that's possible for a collective to be truly sensitive and to allow the wisdom of any movement that's needed to come from anyone in the group, from anywhere, then wouldn't that be an incredibly efficient system? We allowed the highest knowledge to emerge, and everybody would need to play a role in that. And that's what we've been thinking about, the state of being people could learn to be in during these collective soup times, to just try things, to be very real, to try similar things at the same time, simultaneous processes, to let go of their own judgments, to see what can emerge when different things are combined. And then at a meta level with the collective, what happens when you have these intentions coinciding, a coupling, and then being sensitive to the surrounding conditions? At any moment, something is going to move, and then the collective is now in a kind of flow. And who started it? Who started that movement? Well, if you're in it, does it really matter? If you're in this beautiful, magical flow, who cares? And just as soon as it starts, it might end, and do what it needs to do. Go off to new